Welcome to the Make Along Week 2. I didn't film an intro. Let's just get into it.
I got the ribbing in the first makeshift colorwork section. I kind of altered a little bit, and I need to get all of my colors here into smaller little bobbins. Just wrapping 10-15 gram little balls around my fingers and picking out all the colors here. We talked about in week 1, I believe, how I don't have enough of my main blue color, so I'm just kind of winging it with some blue that I have in my stash to see what vibes here with the colors I have in this section. This is where I'm at so far. This is my hand spun. The first ribbing and rolled hem rows here is hand spun, and then I have some Long Way Homestead yellow, some JackassCollective feral for the first rows. I'm enjoying a nice relaxing evening with some ghost shows. I'm watching a lot of Project Fear lately, you guys. You guys know I love a ghost show, okay? I opted out of doing the additional detail work in the chart, and I'm just doing the main blocks of color here out of pure laziness. Don't you just hate when you have to go to work and you can't just sit around and knit all day? Good morning. Here's this in some better lighting. Not great lighting, but better than we were working with last night. And it's rolling, stockinette. Anyways, happy with the colors I chose. Okay, so I'm off early today. Crazy. I have a random gap in my schedule. So I have to go to the post office. I have one order going to the UK this week. I'm doing a pattern test. More on that later. I'll share the pattern and everything with you guys, but it's a lampshade. I ran out of the orange with 5 rows left. Annoying, but that means we get to go to Bad Anna's, one of my favorite local yarn stores, to pick up one more skein. I think I was using is it the Estelle brand Eco Cotton? I think is what it is. And I have a book to pick up next door at Iron Dog Books, so we're gonna do that. It's cold enough that I can leave my coffee in the car and work for 3 hours and come back and it's still iced. Gross? Maybe. Wasteful? Never. Bad Anna's just did a big reorganize. Let's take a look around, okay? We love a local yarn store. Yes, I did find the Copper Spoon Dye Company section. I love this color so much. I'm on a no-buy, which is dangerous to end up in a yarn store, but hey, some Chaotic Fibers goods. Love to see Carrie's stuff out and about. And oh my God, do you recognize anyone here? Oh my God, JackassCollective, we know her. You can shop my yarn at Bad Anna's now. These were new in the store, just rearranged and put out all the new goods. This is the softest yarn I've ever touched in my entire life. Merino cashmere nylon, and this color was calling to me. So gorgeous. This audio might be really bad because the air is blowing. Let me dial it back. I picked up a copy of Summer Suns by Lee Mandello. I read this maybe a month and a half ago. I read the audiobook. I cranked through it in one day, maybe 2 days at work. This changed my brain chemistry. This healed something in me, and I don't really know that I feel like getting into it right now on the side of the street. Maybe we'll circle back to this later, but I loved this. And then I got, where'd it go? I got a skein of the Eco Cotton DK. Yeah, the Estelle, and it looks orange to me. Alrighty, let's go drop this package off. Okay, so I spent a bunch of time doing admin work, and it was so boring, so I've treated myself to some knitting time on the couch. And I got section 1 done. As you can see, I didn't do the whatever this stripe was, simply because I forgot. Second of all, I did not do the, in the pattern, this is the black detailing in between, because I did not want an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls of yarn, because this is, intarsia. I didn't want extra balls, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm just gonna do some surface crochet later, you know what I mean? That seems more enjoyable. And yeah, we're on to this section, which it's gonna be a little crazy. It's gonna be a little crazy. Guys, I do fear that I was maybe a little bit overconfident in section number 1, because I have now resorted to using a lid to hold everything, and this is what we're working with. Oh my God. Let's not do that. Let's not. This is what we're working with. Keep me in your thoughts and prayers, okay? Wait a minute, this angle is terrible. I think we need to get one thing straight, okay? We talked about how the make-along is gonna be like very vlog style footage for the most part, right? I think we need to set the expectation that the lighting is not gonna be good. The lighting is gonna be bad, okay? I've got one big light on, but it's mainly mood lighting, and it's the depressing months, so it's gonna be dark and gloomy. Okay, let's get a better angle though, at least. Okay, that angle is much better. I'm gonna say, first of all, Mom, if you're watching this, go away for a minute. I have some spoilers coming up for a holiday that is upcoming. Some gifts. So this is your warning. I ordered some yarn. Hello. I ordered some yarn from Hobie, and I'm gonna be making some little like Santa hats for my mom and her boyfriend. He would be very upset if he didn't get one, so I'm gonna do like matching but not quite matching Santa hats for them. I'm gonna put a picture of the pattern up here and the designer's name and everything. I cannot remember anything off the top of my head. I just realized this was delivered and I ran out to get it and figured, oh, I might as well show you. So this is the pattern I'm making, and as you can see, it's like a little like double-tailed Santa hat. This is Jester. This is Jester core. You can't change my mind. I'm gonna modify the pattern so that it's a little bit slouchier. Like I'm probably, I don't know what the sizing looks like yet. I've like skimmed the pattern, but I'm gonna make the tails longer. Anyways, here's the yarn I got. This is a 2-minute clip of me flailing around and not talking about yarn. Anyways, I did a Hobie order. I grabbed a bunch of the Friends wool. This is 100% wool, 50-gram balls, worsted weight. Is it focused? I don't know. I don't know. Wool, Friends wool, stunning. Let's focus on my face again. And I got pink, obviously. This is the color 44. I got 3 of these because I'm crocheting. This is a crochet pattern. I don't know if I said that. I crochet yardage. I can, for the most part, I can kind of eyeball knitting yardage, or like I can look at a ball of yarn and a project I'm finishing or want to, and look at a ball and be like, yeah, that's enough yardage. For the most part, okay? I don't want to be up here on my fucking high horse. I've lost yarn chicken many a time, okay? With knitting, but with crochet, the yardage of crochet is crazy. So I think 300 yards, 330 yards of this color. And then I got 3 of color 42. So it's like a red and a pink. My mom loves pink, so I thought this would be cute to like the stripes with pink and red. And then I got color 112, and this is like a very rich pine color. And then I have 3 more, so like 600 yards each. And then I'm gonna have to find some white yarn for like the trim of the hat, and I'll be knitting the trim, because crochet ribbing, nothing pisses me off quite like crochet ribbing. It's so tedious and annoying. It pisses me off. The reason I learned how to knit was because I did crochet ribbing on like 2 sweater like collar like cuffs, and I went, oh, this is awful. I hate doing this. And that's the main reason I learned how to knit. To this day, if I'm working on a crochet project that has ribbing on it, I'm bringing out the knitting needles every time without fail. And I love that for me. I don't know, girl, it's been a long week. It's been a long week. Some not great family stuff going on, I'll tell you that. But I got a bunch of yarn to make some silly Santa hats that are very Jester coded, so that's why we're including them here. And I don't know if it was, whoa, English. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I am on a no-buy. A very chill no-buy. You guys know me. I'm pretty relaxed when it comes to rules and things. I'm on a no-buy for myself, my personal stash. That includes like thrifting, clothes, mugs. Like I just am on a no-buy period. There is a couple like projects obviously that I was working on. I'm trying to get my gift knitting finished in October. I don't want to be dealing with this in December. I want December to roll around. That was aggressive for no reason. I want December to roll around and I want to just focus on my day job. Christmas is our busiest time of year and it fucking sucks. December is the most draining, exhausting month, which sucks because it's a cold, rotten, nasty month to begin with. And then you add in like crazy work hours and my body is like falling apart and in pain. I don't want to add the stress of like, oh my God, I haven't finished any gift knits. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it again. I say this every year and this is the first year I've actually achieved a lot of my gift knitting in October. So I have, oh, I guess I can show you the sock I'm working on because he's not watching my YouTube channel. I'm making some socks for my mom's boyfriend. This is actually also Hobie sock wool. This is the Jolly sock wool and I ordered this in the summer, you guys. I'm on it with the gift knitting this year, okay? I'm patting myself on the back. I've been killing it. These socks, however, men's socks. They're big ass feet for fuck's sakes. These look very small, but I think it's just because they're crammed on these needles. I don't know. They're knitting to the measurements I need them to be, but I'm looking at them and I'm like, they look small. I don't know. But he doesn't have like the biggest feet in terms of a man. And anyways, I'm in a yappy mood. Why is this clip 9 minutes long? This is a free drops pattern, and I will say I did tweak it a lot. The numbers were kind of weird, and I still think this sock might be kind of tight on him. And I knit there's 3 sizes. I knit the middle size, but I ended up like English? After the decreases are here, this is a heel flap with a gusset. So the gusset decreases stop right there. I was still like 4 or 6 stitches bigger than the biggest size was supposed to be. Like I don't recommend this pattern as a men's sock. I truly think the sizing on this is whack. But if you're curious, it's in the description. And yeah, this is the Hobie Jolly sock wool. I think it's color 1 or 4 or 6. I can't remember. Hope that's helpful. I really enjoy the Hobie sock wool. However, this specific color pissing me off. It's so splitty. It's so splitty. I've never used the Jolly sock wool before. I did knit my mom a pair of socks, which I will not be showing you, but it was a different colorway and it was fine. I really enjoyed working with it. This color is so splitty. So splitty. It's pissing me off. I've used the Friends sock wool. I've used the Halloween sock wool from Hobie. I love their sock yarn. I really do. It's some of my favorite sock yarn, minus my own, obviously. It holds up really well. I love the colors. But this one is very splitty and it feels drier than the other color I have, which is just weird and annoying and inconvenient. Maybe that's why the sock is looking rather small. It's knitting to the measurements it's supposed to. It just looks small. Anyways. If you can hear that tapping noise in the background, I don't think you can. I don't know what it is. It's a neighbor above or beside me tapping on a cutting board maybe. I can't tell. This is where I'm at with my Foolish Virgins. I guess we should talk about what I'm actually, like what the make along is about. This is what the back is looking like, okay? It's a fucking tangled mess. However, it's not annoying, honestly. I'm saying that now, but it's pretty chill. Like it looks worse than it is. I don't know. It's gonna be really hard to show you because I have so few rows here and I don't think this is really gonna want to focus on me at all. But you can see I do have some of the color working up. This feels way off gauge. I think this is gonna be big, you guys. I really do.
This is a worsted weight pattern, but it's 3.25 and 3.75 millimeter needles. That feels big, or that feels small for worsted weight yarn. And you gotta be able to hear that tapping, right? Must be a cutting board. This feels like it might be a little bit bigger than especially when it blocks. I think this is gonna be a little bit, like I would knit a worsted pattern on 4, maybe even 4.5 millimeter needles, depending if it's like a heavier worsted weight yarn, like a worsted / Aran weight. I might pull out a 4.5 millimeter. This was 3.25 and 3.75, and I knit it on 3.5 and 3.75. Okay? Worsted? I don't know about that. Anyways, it's fun. I'm gonna shut up now. I've been yapping, okay?
Years to build our credibility, our
reputation,
working alongside
the most renowned professionals in the field,
capturing groundbreaking
proof of the paranormal.
I can't give you an explanation.
This is our evidence.
Our evidence.
Our ghost adventures. Good morning. My hair is looking insane. My eyebrows are stained yellow. My hands are stained yellow. This hair dye fucking sucks. I don't know what brand we tried this time, but it stained everything in my existence yellow. However, it's not fading a lot. Like, I've washed it 3 times already, and I would have expected it to fade by now. Anyways, I finished 2 of these hats, okay? Now, would I recommend this pattern to you? No, I would not. But here we go. So I modified it to be more of like a slouchy fit. It's getting caught on my earring and my bangs. I don't look good in hats because, you know, the bangs. These are unblocked. I think this is gonna like soften up, obviously, once I wash and block it. And then I made pom-poms for the first time, and I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make green pom-poms actually, but I have some red ones, so there's gonna be little pom-poms at the bottom. And then I made the pink one for my mom. I did bigger stripes on this one, just to kind of like play around with it, I don't know. So this is just like 1 row red, 1 row pink, and then this was 2 row red, 2 row green. This one's a tiny bit smaller, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but it's still a fine size. Again, I don't know if I would recommend this pattern because I followed the pattern. Bangs. Okay, wow. I followed the pattern, and this is the length of the tails that I got. They're supposed to be like this big, like in the pattern they're very short, and I wanted to modify it to make them longer. The washing machine's on, if you can hear that, sorry. But I followed the pattern to a T, and they came out this length, which works out for me because I wanted to modify them to be longer, but like, you know what I mean? Anyways, and then here is pom-pom system. I think I'm gonna do pink pom-poms. I think it's gonna be cuter if the pom-pom matches the cuff color. So I'm gonna make some green and some pink pom-poms. And I made a bunch of like test pom-poms. Take a shot every time I say pom-pom. I have a bunch of like different sizes that I was testing out, but these just feel way too big. So I'm gonna make some smaller ones, but I do like the pink color. So this morning I'm gonna be having some tea, making some pom-poms. I'm hanging out on the couch watching Ghost Adventures, no one's surprised. This is gonna be several months of me watching ghost shows and sitting on my couch and doing fiber arts. That's what my life is like, okay? And I'm putting myself on blast. Did I style my hair? No, I won't be doing that. My eyebrows are yellow, it's driving me nuts. Anyways, Sarai's here. I don't think I told you that, but Miss Ma'am is here with me for a few days, hanging out. And I am knitting a stocking for my cat because if you remember last year's gift knitting content, I don't remember what the video was called, but I dropped a stitch. The dogs got stockings last year, and I didn't make one for the cat because she doesn't really care for Christmas. Like, the dogs will like rip open something that we've wrapped up for them. The cat doesn't really care, but I thought it'd be kind of cute to give her a stocking, just even for like decor, just to have it hung up.
would be cute. So I have some leftover pink from the hat. Where is it? Right here. I have some leftover pink from the hat, so I'm going to knit her a little stocking, and it's like crammed on these 4mm sock needles. Not ideal. It's kind of like a little bit stiff and uncomfortable on my hands, and I'm holding this double, you know? I have tons of this yarn left. Oh yeah. I have 1.5 balls of the green left, and I put all the like yarn bands back in here, so there's a lot of yarn bands, and I have 3 balls of the red left, which I was like, I would prefer to get more than I need. I don't know how to eyeball crochet yardage, and because I was modifying the pattern, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I have all that yarn left. Not ideal to have so much of the red left. I don't wear a lot of red. You guys see me wear this hoodie every single YouTube video, but this is the only red I wear. Stunning. An update on these socks. These are too small. These are too small. The calf, like this fits great, but there's 2 sections of decreases, and oh, I gotta cut my nails. They're like peeling away like sad little onions. I have really shitty nails. There's 2 sections of decreases, and like by the time you're at the actual ankle, like this is way too small, which is so annoying because I like literally got to the toe decreases and I was like, this doesn't feel right. And I've been saying it didn't feel right for a long time, but I do have to frog this sock back to like here, which sucks ass. And I should have known because I can't remember what the vanilla sock that I make for myself, the stitch count is like, it's either 54 stitches or 64 stitches. I can't remember. I can't remember at all. But this sock is smaller than the sock that I make for myself. This is supposed to be a men's size sock. What are we doing here? Would I recommend this hat pattern? No. Would I recommend this sock pattern? No, because they've both pissed me off. If I'm paying for a pattern, why am I doing work to figure out the sizing? That's what the point of buying the pattern was. So I have to frog all of this 2.5mm sock that I was like 80%, 85% finished. Okay, so it's been a very lazy weekend. I didn't style my hair. It deflated a little bit, that's good. This is where I'm at with the stocking for the cat. I'm just making a worsted sock, essentially. I want to say that if you've been like wanting to learn how to make socks, I'd say knit a stocking, because it's just a sock. And if the gauge is wonky or it doesn't fit right, or there's like a weird hole in the gusset, like it doesn't matter, you're not gonna wear it. It's gonna be like a stocking, you know? If you've been looking to get into sock making, make a stocking, knit a stocking. It's very fun. I'm just freehanding a worsted sock, and I'm gonna use a little bit of this Long Way Homestead yarn. There is a difference in these 2 colors here. Very subtle contrast though. I think it'll be really pretty. And my mom's cat, she's a diva, so this is right up her alley. She's a pink cat. I can't explain it any other way. That's where I'm at with the sock. No crazy progress here. Almost dropped it. No crazy progress here. Just a few rows. I think I got 4 rows, 5 or 6 rows in of section 2, and I haven't been working on it much. And that's that. I think that next week's video is just gonna be pretty chill. I think I'm gonna kind of sit down and just show off everything that you guys have been casting on and getting started with, because I like pre-filmed this. I'm a couple weeks ahead of you guys, so you guys are now like getting casting on and showing me what you're working on. And I've seen a lot of entrelac, and I've seen some really cool crochet tapestries being worked up, so there's lots of good things. I'm seeing some cool shit. So I think next week I will
we'll do a little show and tell. We'll do a little show and tell. Send me the goods that you're working on. DM me on Instagram. If your account is private, I can't see the tag. You can DM me like photos directly if you prefer. And yeah, that's that, I think. I'm so tired. It's 7 o'clock and I have to wash dishes and make lunch, and I'm gonna go to bed. I have to work at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Working at 5 a.m. is great in the spring and summer, and then in the fall, winter, it fucking sucks. It sucks. So I'm gonna go do some prep for my week so I don't suffer. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.